What's up, everybody? Welcome back again to the KSR YouTube channel. It's late, but we've got the dart ready for the dyno. So we've got to dyno it some. We had a few things we did since the last time it was on video. Got the brake system all finished up. Got stuff like our back pressure sensor wired up. See, it coils around, tags in right there. Got all our wastegates plumbed, all the dome pressure mounted, brake lines all done, engine catch tank fabbed and mounted, wired up the steering wheel buttons, and the brake master cylinder is mounted in here along with the line lock, brake pressure sensor. All that stuff is tucked down there in that hole. But now it's time to dyno. So we're gonna load this thing up, just make some shakedown runs. Once I get some of the basic drivability stuff done on pump gas, make a few pulls, run the thing out of gas because just the crank up stuff was all on pump gas. Once I run that 1.5 gallons out of it that's in the tank, we'll top it off with some racing ethanol, remap the fuel table a little bit, and away we go. We'll do some low boost pulls here by the end of the video, so stay tuned and we're gonna make some power. You hit the button for the car.
Oh, did I? Oh. My bad. I was wondering why it shut off.
There's a button back there that shuts it off. Hey, the button works.
Okay, we're good.
All right, here we go. check the tank I'll crank it up and just run out that little bit of gas, and then we'll fill it up with good stuff. Everybody, well, we're back on the dyno. It's the next day. The sun's out. It's a nice sunny day here in Florida. It is a little chilly, at least for us Florida people. It's in the low 60s. A little chilly for us. So last night we stopped at 6,000 RPM. I was tired. I was ready to go home. And just on the wastegate spring, and it was making 5 pounds of boost. And I think it made like 520 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. And the way this thing is cammed, the intake, the turbo, all that stuff, I expect this engine will probably turn all the way to 8,000. We came in this morning, put a fresh set of plugs in it that were more for boost and big power. The other plugs were just kind of like crank up and, you know, idle around, and they were a lot hotter heat range plug. We got the oil changed in it, took the break-in oil out of it. Got some good oil in it now. So we're gonna crank it up, let it warm up again, and start making some more pulls. So I had some camera issues when we made a pull to 8,000 RPM on wastegate spring. And it actually makes like 10 pounds of boost on wastegate at high RPM, or it can't, wastegates might be a little undersized for low boost, but who runs low boost? We need boost. But yeah, this pull will be 5 pounds of dome pressure. I'll try to turn it 80, 200. See if the crank stays in it. And make a pull. For power. It felt pretty good. Camera facing the wrong way. Alright, so that was... Woo. So we went from 3.5 pounds of boost up to 9.5 with 5 pounds of dome pressure 200 or 398 to 593, so picked up 200 there. It's tighter as it gets out because you can see the boost is getting closer. So it's only 70 horsepower at the peak there, but a little over 700 on 12.5 pounds of boost, according to the dyno. I'll look at the log now and see what all we got going on, but it's starting to look promising. All right, so everything looked pretty good on that pole. But we'll add another 5 pounds of dome pressure and let's see what the power does. Figured it should be right around 800. So a little more boost, right at 800. So it should have been 800. I think, what did I say, 18 pounds of boost last time. Got a little step there and a little sag in the middle I need to figure out. Boost actually goes down a little bit in the middle. But it's looking good. Yeah, we'll leave the boost the same. All right, so I'm gonna leave the boost alone, but I'm gonna tickle a little timing to it up top. Did some fuel correction stuff on balancing out the fuel correction. Let's see what happens. Well, I turned it a little harder too. I saw 81 before I stepped off. All right, so all these little so the only change between, let's get rid of some runs here. Okay, so the only change between 743 and 844 is about 1.5 degrees of timing. And then I turned it a little harder. This thing still wants to keep going on RPM. Goodness. Curious to see what it made for boost and all that good stuff in the data. The dyno's showing 22. Yeah, it's up power everywhere. Up. I did 1 degree down here. We'll work on getting it a little bit smoother. Yeehaw, almost 900 on probably 20 pounds of boost. Whew. I bumped it up 5 and it picked up 5 pounds of boost on the bottom end, but as the RPM was going up, it actually tightened up and didn't pick up as much power because it didn't pick up as much boost on the top end. But a little over 900 at 22.5 pounds of boost, 22, and that's good enough to take it to the track. There's no sense in just continually beating the tar out of the thing on the dyno. I'm going to do a spool test to see if we can get this thing to where it'll launch off the brake. I'm going to aim for about 4,200 RPM, 10 pounds of boost, somewhere where we kind of end up, at least with Soccer Mom, quite a bit on an average track. So let's see what happens. Alright, well, that's a nice surprise. This thing's been a little picky on some of the cruising tuning and stuff like that. Some people only tune stuff just idle and wide open. I like to get the transitions right because, I mean, we're going to drive the thing around the pits and you don't want it acting silly out there driving around. So I try to get a decent tune, try to get a decent bass tune in them, where you can drive the things around and not look silly in the pits with it bucking and carrying on. So I'm going to look at this data log and wrap this video up for the lawn dart on the dyno. And we should have a video coming up with putting the engine in mullet. It's already happened, but I'm behind on editing. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment, and we'll see you next time.